And welcoming in the Warrior Nation all around the world. Brought to you this afternoon, Ace Gutters and Melbourne City Toyota. It's Jay Fott, yours truly, Blakey Round. One action and the new look Warriors are about to roll off the showroom floor for the very first time. Welcome to Jack Edwards Reserve down here in downtown Oakley. Jay Fott, hello. You survived the lockdown.
Oh, well, we just barely got through, didn't we, Blakey? But isn't it great to be back calling and watching live football?
Yeah, look,
and it's for real. This is for real now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I tell you what, it's very, very warm down here in downtown Oakley. We're sort of trying to get out of the, we're looking directly into the sun as we come to you this afternoon. But I'll tell you what's doing me the world. I've got to just sweat off a few pounds. Jay Fott, let's quickly just run through a couple of games that have already been played this weekend. John, okay, so you're not ready.
I'm just trying to look at how many new players are in the squad.
Well, I mean, we're going to run the graphic. I think we've got a graphic of the team. Yeah. We'll wait till they start coming out onto the paddock. No, we won't. What are you saying, Spielberg? You're going to run the graphic.
Yeah, we're running the lineups again.
So he does as he pleases.
Let's go through the Heidelberg lineup.
Let's do that.
There's a lot of new faces, so we'll grab those as we go. In goals, of course, Chris, Fabian.
No, I'm not going to go there. You don't change nicknames.
Theodoridis. We've got to work on a few because he's one of the new players. Milan Roberts, the number 4.
Yep. Yeah. Well,
in typical Greek derby fashion, everyone wants to get him right on time.
But I must just say, I don't know what time you've got to hear Jay Fott, but there's parking at an absolute premium around the area right now.
Yeah, the VIP park. So sorry, we just...
Oh, you get a VIP park, do you?
Oh, no, yeah.
Oh, yeah, good on you.
Next suburb. VIP park in the next suburb.
VIP park up at McDonald's in Oakley.
So we'll run through that again. Chris Theodoridis in goals. Milan Roberts, one of the new players, will partner the number 5, Aidan Federhagic at the back. Ruben Way, the skipper, the champ, at left back, number 7. Adrian Zara in the engine room, number 9. One of the new recruits, Greg, a very zippy little player and fast, speedy little winger. Takiro Okada, looking for big things from him.
Oh, Sugani!
Sugani, yes.
I checked it up. It actually means terrific.
Terrific. And one of the other new recruits up forward will be Thomas Strickland, the number 11. A new recruit from up in Queensland. And looking for big things from him. Another recruit, Mikolev at number 17. A couple of the young boys, number 18, Anthony Theodoropoulos. The Factor, Sean Ellis, the X Factor, number 19. And another new signing, Dominic Feller.
Wow,
so some experience in that signings and some new faces.
Well, let me just point this out if we're still working on the graphic, but you've got 1, 2, 3... Only 4 players remaining from the team that clinched the premiership at South Melbourne in round 26,
well, that was about 18 or so months ago.
That's extraordinary, isn't it?
It is.
And you mentioned the other day you felt this was the biggest sea change in a decade for the club.
Yeah, and it's going to test out the resolve and the coaching abilities of George Katsakis and, of course, his new assistant in the barometer, Stephen Pace.
I'll tell you what, he looks. I saw him a minute ago. He's looking trim, taut. He has not been picking out during COVID. I reckon he's reversed.
He looks like he's in playing conditions.
He really, really does.
Now, we'll go through the subs quickly, Greg.
I'd be in playing conditions if we were doing sumo wrestling.
So we've got the reserve goalkeeper, Nick Harris, who's back at the club. One of the other new signings at left back is Owen Ashton. Dane Milanovic, the number 13.
Yeah, so
Alexander Costello, number 14. And number 20, Luka Ninkovic, as the players come out, Greg.
How about that? So you've got a squad of 16 players altogether, and only 4 of them were active in the last round of 2019. It's an extraordinary change. What do we expect from South Melbourne, Hellas? That'll be interesting too.
Well, there's a few changes there as well. But
they're saying the club of the century is on the cusp of maybe a little bit of a bounce back. It's been some lean years there.
It's been a few lean years for South Melbourne, but you know they're always going to be up for the derby and... it's going to be an absolute billburster tonight, Greg. Really looking forward to this one.
Very warm conditions, as I said. I reckon it's about, 30, 31 as we go.
Yeah, low 30s, I'd reckon, tonight.
It reminds me of that day down at Dandenong Thunder where we had to, when our shoes were melting into the surface. It's a hot one. We're looking into the sun, but it might be hot up here. It's going to get even hotter down there at Jack Edwards Reserve. Thanks to Ace Gutters and Melbourne City Toyota. It's Alexander hosting Hellas here at the home of the Oakley Cannons. So a real Greek fight. I reckon the Greek quarter of Oakley might be in
Might
for
descend upon us
a few bucks being changing hands there tonight.
But it's going to be an absolute, ball burster tonight. With the new season, both sides, we want to feel each other out. And of course, Heidelberg, as you said, Greg, with only 4 regular starters.
That's extraordinary.
And it's going to be interesting to see because they've had a slow build during the off season. Few, let's say, indifferent results early on, but they've come good in the last few weeks with the last few practice
I think you
games.
throw out the pre-season, though, don't you, really? It all happens on the paddock. It all happens today. How much do you read in the first round? I don't know. But
you just want to get off to a good start, don't you, Greg?
I believe so. It's interesting. I was calling a game with the little cat yesterday, Andrew Katanis, and it was lovely to catch up with him. He's a great little fella. Well, he's not a little fella, he's 26, but he's a great fella. And we were having a chat about the same thing, and even he did a bit of a jaw drop when I said, do you realise how many players have left the club? And even he hadn't the penny hadn't dropped at how significant the changes have been. So it's a little bit exciting, isn't it? It's a new era.
Yep. And we knew that day was coming when a lot of those experienced players and some of the stars would leave the fold.
Tried to kill me with his SUV one day. I talked to him about that. I said, you've got to stop this vendetta. The coach, of course, of Oakley Cannon. Terrific bloke.
This is the couple of those 4 players that have remained will be the ones that you'll need to drive this team because they'll know all about the culture that they've set up in that room. And it's up to some of those new guys now to take the mantle and really drive the team forward this year.
I'll tell you something that really fascinates me, Johnny, and that is how hard is this team. I'll relate something that Andrew said to me yesterday, and he said the one thing about the team over the last few years is that little blokes like him could be getting nailed by opposition players, and you always knew that there was a Harry Noon or somebody else was going to join in and say none of that nonsense. Let's see how that plays out as well. South Melbourne will get first use of the footy. And they will go to the right of screen toward the Dandenong Road end of the Jack Edwards Reserve. And what do we call this one again?
It's a railway end.
The railway end. I've never seen a train down there, John. I'm beginning to think you're it's just
a mystery railway end. But slight delay, of course, as we were told before the game, as latecomers were trying to get in. So they've delayed it by about 10 minutes.
Oh, there was a lot of people. There was a lot of people milling around at the turnstiles, the main entrance, at the start of the game, and we are locked and loaded and away in season 2021. Who would have thunk it? It's been a long time between drinks. Thank you, Johnny. I was hoping you might do that for me. Ball out of play. So opening seconds, it's pretty exciting. It's actually a really good crowd, isn't it?
Yeah, very healthy crowd, and as you said, Greg, without the COVID restrictions, this place would be probably packed out tonight.
There's a bit of a hum about the place, so I can tell you right now, South Melbourne on the attack. Left lane, deep, long throw. It was trying to hit the big fellow, Harrison Sawyer. He's all right, that bloke.
A big boy, and
he's very big.
Milan Roberts had a
stretch.
big tussle. Yeah.
So it's going to be a corner. The early pace being set by South Melbourne, and thankfully we're getting a bit of cloud cover.
Very welcome.
Oh, it really is. Actually is. I'm going to have to hydrate in a minute. Corner, South Melbourne at the Dandenong Road end, in-swinger, near post, and a catch right on the midriff by Chris Theodoridis, and the New Look Warriors stream away. That was rather wasteful, rather ambitious.
Yeah, didn't have the necessary curve on that. Okada was making the run, but it was just too narrow, that ball.
Today it's very, very warm. Piers Clark into the afternoon sky, and pretty nimble. He's been busy early, hasn't he, Mikulev?
Yeah, he's deputising for an injured Josh Wilkins.
Well, he keeps this up. J-Dub's going to have to earn his position back, I think. Strickland in an arm wrestle with the big number 5, Jake Marshall again. 5 minutes played, no score. Ellis at Alexander. It's Derby that goes back. How long does it date back? Over 100 Derby games.
64 was the first one, I think.
Both clubs, of course, formed within a year of each other. Alexander at 58, Ellis in 59. And since their first game, oh boy, hammer and tong. Yes, Ruben Way, the skipper. Sorry, John.
as I say, mutual respect, but there's no... Ask any supporter of either side who they'd
Roberts
love to beat.
did well in the end. Oh, well,
caught out,
almost.
though.
He was overwhelmed. Great stuff, AJ. Well played. Oh, come on. Well, he was just poleaxed then, Zara.
Yeah, did get a bit of the ball, but that was way after he took the man down.
Yeah.
Good decision. Hang on, the referee says no.
The referee wants to have a Senate inquiry. Just let it go now. So we played 6 minutes and no score.
Yeah, there's a bit of danger there, but the two centre-backs got it clear eventually, and Zara, in the end, was bowled over.
Tell you what, if you can find a pair of scissors, I'm going to clip the legs off these trousers. I'm roasting here. Long one.
Yeah, we're just waiting for that sun to
No.
set a bit more because we're right in the firing line.
It is.
The South Melbourne get a free kick this time.
Anyway, Johnny.
Couldn't pick up, I think it might have been Marshall there at the back there.
Oh.
Dominic Fella trying to link up there with the Carter, but just too short on the pass.
So early first half, still inside 9 minutes. Brought to you by Ace Gutters. I don't think we'll need too much guttering today. And Melbourne City Toyota. Oh, Ellis did really well in heavy traffic. But the errant pass in the end was way too long for Daniel Clark, who's got a hair hat, John.
Yeah. And there's a few of those amongst the playing fraternity this year. That's the COVID special.
I still want to know who's responsible for who was the first bloke that came up with the idea. I think I'll make a hair hat.
I think they should have patented it, Greg. They might have patented it.
Oh, dear. Oh, look at that. How about that for the leap from Zara? Wasn't that spectacular? Ball in good.
Sean Ellis couldn't find anyone there.
Lofted
Straight to
away.
Yankovic.
Big loping run from Sawyer, Harrison Sawyer. Two big blokes going at it there, Sawyer and Roberts. Ellis will be relieved of possession. Zara had to stretch for it. Running after it,
Well
Okada
done,
got the win against the odds. Well done by Okada. Strickland. Oh, Sogani, Okada on his left. Oh, I tell you what, that was going away from the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper,
Did well to
Piers
smother
Clark,
that.
did really, really well. He was right behind that one, and they attack at the other end, the big fellow. He's look at this, like two big giraffes going at it there. He'll get another chance too. Well, Sawyer.
Yeah, impeded Dominic Fella there. Good, did well, though.
Yeah.
Did well, did Fella.
Yeah, great
Milked
free
it for all it was worth.
Oh,
Made
dear.
sure that it was right in front of the referee. He said, I'm going to make sure he sees this. But there was like two gazelles running after
Was there a big
galloping
have a
giraffe.
Look. I don't know if we can get the camera on that at some point, Johnny Byrne, but have a look at Harrison Sawyer and the big fellow Roberts there. There's a couple of sides of beef hanging at the butcher shop,
Yeah,
those
it was
two.
like the immovable objects meets the irresistible force.
We're in for a beauty this afternoon. It's
But that was great link-up play before that between Okada, who
Yeah.
did the hard work in the middle and got it back off Strickland, and Piers Clark was forced into a nice save in the end.
So we're winding up a little bit. Couple of chances at either end in quick succession. Okada.
Brilliant
Oh,
footwork.
nimble. Great skills. Shawnee Ellis was there in the far post. Warriors will come again. Zara, BOG right now for me. Okada. He'd be about second. Look at him. He's languid, beautiful,
shot.
close
Poor
in
ball,
skills,
though.
but that ball is appalling. He squared it up, and South Melbourne will come away. The free kick was called. Should have let it go, ref. So who's going in the book, John?
That was young Dominic Fella, and that was caused by the poor ball.
Yeah, I know. Look, exquisite skills to manoeuvre out of trouble, and he just coughed it up.
I think he got...
What's the opposite of Sugani?
Anti-Orsugani.
No, don't do
No
that.
Sugani.
John Fodinos letting the team down thanks to Ace
put me on the
Gutters.
spot there,
And
Greg.
no, I did. Do your
I
research.
think I might be putting the ace gutterings.
And Melbourne City Toyota. Goose eggs here at the Jack Edwards on a very hot afternoon. Last day of summer, first round of 2021. After the season that wasn't in 2020. Long launch and straight into the arching back and outstretched arms of Chris Theodoridis. Ruben or Carter looks up and then backs himself in the foot race. But he took a bit of a stumble. The ball ran away from him, and well done. Ruben.
And again, a
No.
heavy touch.
It really was. Clark again on the left foot that time. It took a cannon off the leg of AJ Fetahaji. Well, I
Give
thought
it a goal
did.
kick, yeah.
I'm all right with that. That's a really bad call, but it suits me.
I think
Because
Chris,
I'm with HUFC
yeah,
TV.
Chris had it covered, I think, but gee, you don't want to be turning the ball over in places like that, Greg.
Hughes was there. Ruben with the skipper's armband stabs the left footer down the left lane.
Great
Oh, that's
work.
a great ball inside Strickland to Okada into the box. He got the shot away. Goalkeeper did well. Hooked it back off the line. Spectacular stuff. Johnny Strickland with the setup for Okada. And just for a moment, it was all happening.
Proving a handful, Greg, is Okada for the South Melbourne defence. Lovely feet. And almost unlocking the South Melbourne defence that time.
Footy's back, and I'm loving it. Actually, I can't say that anymore. I've just got to tell you. 19 minutes played, no score. Well, I said footy a couple of times, and you get on social media and they go, Blakey, I don't like it.
Cancel culture, Greg.
Oh, dear.
This is new football. It's not old footy.
Yeah, but there's less syllables in footy, so it makes it easier to say. Zara, he did so well then. 2 or 3 were charging him down. He had nothing of it. Strickland, left foot again. He wants his left foot. His rangy left foot. Well done. Right foot stabs at Strickland. Open. And he skewed it away off the outside of the left. He knows that was a great opportunity for another Queenslander to step up and do something spectacular for the Warriors.
I'll tell you what, Greg, I don't think there he could decide in the end. He was a bit indecisive whether to go across the left-hand side of the keeper or near post. And in the end, just stabbed it past the near post. But that was great teamwork again. And Strickland and Okada, a couple of new players, are really causing chaos in the South Melbourne defence.
Move it clear. Clark, left foot lofted, high, sits in. I was going to say sits in the breeze, but there's not much of it. Ellis on the move, long distance rocket in the end from Jerry Salatis. And it was going and dropping, but it didn't drop enough.
I think Chris trusted the flight of the ball that time. He didn't put up a hand, but yeah, that was the danger ball there with the header away by Ruben Way and the loose ball there. Heidelberg want to pick up that loose ball because a player like Salatos will make you pay if you don't cut him down.
He measured it. He measured distance, wind resistance, and everything else, and just missed it by that much.
A whisker. By a man bun. And it was a spell there by Heidelberg where they might have scored.
Yep.
But now it's just a battle of the midfield at the
just
moment.
labouring a little bit. 31 and a half. I meant me, not the players. 31 and a half played, thanks to Melbourne City Toyota and Ace Guttering. Oh, that was a really good turn out of trouble by Mikulev. Now, I've got to be, just to be fair, if you're watching on right now, the sun has crept down and John and I are both staring straight into it. I'm not exaggerating, so it's a little bit difficult to...
Yeah, I've got the corona burned on my retina.
Oh, it's really... I'm looking at the sun. I saw Kenny Taylor, a great champion of the club before the game, and he was wearing a cap, and I mocked him. Now, I'm just thinking perhaps I should have asked him if I could borrow it, because I could use it right now.
Just getting a bit scrappy there, the burgers.
Yeah, no, well, I think both sides can be guilty of that. Now, how you look? You're doing the weather predictor. How's that cloud cover looking, Johnny?
Just starting to encroach on our view, which is good.
Very much so. Zara has had a wonderful first half. Ellis goes airborne, literally lifted off his feet in the challenge.
An agricultural challenge there by Norton.
Oh, I tell you what.
It was the old hip throw, Greg.
Wasn't
the
bad.
old WWF days.
You don't see players go airborne like that too often.
So Heidelberg will win the free kick. As we said, Greg, just at the moment, it's a bit of a holding pattern in this game.
So nothing doing scoreboard-wise if you've just joined us. 36, nearly 37 away. Warriors hosting South Melbourne Hellas here at Jack Edwards Reserve in Oakley. Warriors toward the railway end. Okada went storming after it. hoofed clear by Yankovic. Roberts wins the better of that duel between the two-man mountains. And this opening game of the season, as you said earlier on, Johnny, you want to set yourself up with a good win. Ellis through to Mikulev, hooks it back. Blue shirts are plenty. That was a spectacular area, and that's going to be a Warriors corner. On the
opportunity again for the two big centre backs to push up, Greg.
In the shadows of half time, I reckon there'll be about a minute added on at best. We've played 43-10 on HUFC TV, first broadcast of the action this season. Certainly one for 3 points anyway. And who wouldn't want the 3 points? The two old rivals, Ellis into the danger zone, and it went scooting and skimming over the heads of about 6 players and into the arm. Look at Pierce Clark. He's going, holy moly, I didn't know much about that.
That was almost an own goal, Greg.
Oh, dear.
I think that came off the South Melbourne boy.
Pierce Clark in, well, I think it's kind of burnt orange colours. He just pounced on that, hugged it to his chest.
Tell you what, he was glad to grab a hold of that, because
he was indeed. So
that might have been a real embarrassment with an own goal just before half-time.
Long loft, Ruben over the back, winning a heading duel was really good actually. Then Okada will give it away, scampering away right side. Adams, well done Okada to make good his error. Really need to get some hydration done into them at half time. Strickland, Roberts. And hooked clear, only just by Yankovic. In the last 10 seconds, I would say, Johnny.
Yeah, I think there was 1 minute on the clock.
Brad Norton goes to ground, draws a free kick, and that's all she wrote in her first half. That's been, it's had its moments. But it's still line ball, neck and neck between the two old rivals. It's Alexander and Ellis. South Melbourne 0, Heidelberg 0 at the break. Quick summary, Johnny.
Well, the Burgers started off reasonably well. Could have had a couple of opportunities there to break the deadlock through Okada and Strickland, but in the end, it's been a very tame battle with neither side able to break through, and it's all to play for second half, Greg.
Oh, well, I'm feeling hot, Johnny, as we go to the break. Wins a minute, HUFC TV. Thanks to Ace, do it for
Ace
me.
Guttering and Melbourne City Toyota, Greg.
All right, we will be back in the not too distant to bring you all the second half action. And in the meantime, we'll get on the phone to Kim Jong, see if we can get the sun taken out.
We need that, Greg.
We'll see you shortly.
To reserve, as we're in our commentary position for the second half action here between Heidelberg United and South Melbourne. Ruben Way launches a missile downtown. And Greg, we're back looking directly into this sun, which is going to make life extremely difficult.
Artis through the gap for Wallen. Well done in the end. That was terrific determination from Fowler. Yeah. He goes to ground.
It was a great contest, and in the end,
he did all right, didn't he?
They forced the corner though, Greg. So South Melbourne with a chance here from the set piece.
So an extraordinary of the 16 players in the squad, only 4 remaining from the premiership winning team of 2019 for the Warriors. The new faces.
Yeah, there's been a bit of a how do you do between Aiden Fedahagic and Sawyer. Referee just wanting to have a stern talking to both players there as they chest each other up.
I'm not going. I tell you what, I'm not going against AJ.
I'm not game there. Yeah.
No,
I wouldn't want to be the meat in that sandwich.
He's got the killer look, AJ Fedahagic. So corner to South Melbourne in a deadlocked game.
Look at that melee in the 6-yard box there.
Pushing and shoving. There's a huge cluster of players. The reach from Theodoridis over the top was good to force it away. Ellis will come again. Right-hand side, lofted cross. Lots of players in the box and over the head of Theodoridis, and South Melbourne take the lead on 50 minutes.
Yes.
And I reckon it's Sawyer. It is. And he's pretty happy with himself. Theodoridis was on the deck as the ball looped over him, Johnny. Well, and it's 1-0 South Melbourne.
Surely you've got to question whether he was impeded there, Greg, because the players went in on him, but the goal stands.
No, I thought it was all right, John. I thought it was all right. So on 50.
South Melbourne take the lead.
Harrison Sawyer, the big bloke. Have a look at the bench there for the Warriors, Johnny. Not too many familiar faces, I reckon.
No, we've got Owen Ashton, the number 3, Dane Milovanovic, the 14, number 13, sorry, number 14, Alex Costello, and the number 20.
I reckon
big Luka Ninkovic.
I was just going to say, it might be Luka time, Ninkovic time.
Oh, big clash there.
Oh, look, see.
And Ruben Way.
No.
Gets a yellow card.
Now, that was not a yellow card. There was nothing malicious in it. There was 2 players going at the football, and that's. I just hope the kid's okay. From AJ.
And Heidelberg, South Melbourne, just a bit of spring in the step, and they're trying to really now take advantage of this situation. You can see the contingent down there behind the goals in good voice.
There's a big turnout. I know the club's pretty happy with the turnout this afternoon. Lofted throw, 1-0. South Melbourne lead. Heidelberg United, HUFC TV, thanks to Ace Gutters and Melbourne City Toyota. Johnny Byrne on camera, of course, doing some terrific work. John Fortinos in commentary alongside yours truly, Greg Blake and Spielberg on the dials. And
tell you what, Greg, Heidelberg looked more dangerous in the times during the first half when they played the ball down on the floor and looked to build up from the back.
Clark lofted in, then goes to ground under the challenge from, was it Ruben again?
Oh, he's walking the tight line, Greg. He's just having a word with the assistant.
I'm not going to interpret this for you, but
he's just feeling a little victimised at the moment, is Ruben Way.
Yep, and given his track record, since he's taken over the skipper's role, he's played
very disciplined.
Very disciplined footy. I think at the moment they're just trying to draw him into something.
Well, as a skipper, he's trying to rouse his team, one would think, and but you just want to be careful between that fine line between controlled aggression and just recklessness.
I'm pretty sure Daniel Clark's making sure the ref sees everything that's happening. But it will be Daniel Clark, the lanky number 22. Went low. Ellis bent to head it away. South Melbourne, Silata sliced up the line. It's going to be a Warriors ball. Long throw. Harrison Sawyer has to get a second go at that one. And it's out of play.
It looks like a substitution,
and the Warriors are going to the bench for the first time, and it is going to be Luka time.
Ninkovic, yep.
I tell you what, if he can play as well as his hair stays coiffed, he's a ripper. Well, it's Luka time and checking out.
It's Theodoropoulos, Greg.
Theodoropoulos. So at his moments.
Yeah, they're just probably looking for the target man up there.
And so we've got another 6 foot. All right, I want you to count the 6 foot plus players out there this afternoon.
There'll be at least half a dozen.
Land of the Giants, my friend. And Luka is one of them as he rumbles forward. I'm tipping he's going to have a big season, John. I've thought that all along. Ninkovic head a square away by Norton. I hope so. He's a good kid. AJ had to make a second effort with the header. Clark is there, scoops it for Harrison Sawyer, the goal scorer. AJ goes with him. CTV, this is game 1 for 3 points this season. Lots of players milling together at the top of the penalty area.
6 players all went down at once there.
They did. Oh, and his legs were scooped away, Dominic Fowler, and he rolled to the turf.
That was Jankovic, Greg, that impeded the run of...
that was fairly clear, wasn't it, Johnny? That'd be a free kick.
Yes, and a yellow card to boot, Greg.
It's interesting, isn't it, game for game? I saw a massive clash yesterday where I think there was 6 or 7 yellow cards, and it must have been twice as physical as this. It's just all relative, isn't it? A couple of teams a little bit rusty and very, very, they're going to be very, very tired after this. Because we had a mild summer, John, but today they were out in the summer heat. So I'm just expecting this is going to have a few twists and turns yet. Shawnee through the gap was good stuff. The square ball from Mikulev was well read.
Disappointed again there that time. Could have played the ball in, just...
Maybe just waited a wee moment. So Lardis, Ellis, Norton.
Well, Sean Ellis goes down.
Oh, no, come on. Brad Norton goes over and makes sure he's okay. Either that or it tells him all about it. No, he's good on you, Brad. Good on you, Brad Norton. That was good sportsmanship from the South Melbourne skipper. He came over to speak to Ellis.
Yeah.
And then he drew the attention of the referee. I reckon that's good form from Brad Norton. Well done. Sean Ellis, now concerned for him. We've played 67. And he's right.
Three quarters of the way through, Greg, and
now,
Heidelberg need a moment of inspiration, don't they, at the moment?
There's a player of inspiration right there. I'm not sure you can see, Johnny. Our view is obscured by that, the supporters by the fence.
So pretty much a like for like, I'd say, midfield for midfield.
So South Melbourne are sitting on a comfortable margin at the moment, the way they're playing the game anyway. Hooked ball that Bates is the man on. Bates squares it Silatis. Silatis one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Theodoridis wouldn't let him have a centimetre, not a centimetre.
They
were mirroring each other, Johnny. It was a mirror image, and in the end, Theodoridis was patient enough to wear him down. Bates, again, he's just on the ground, and boom. And that's off the woodwork now.
It's all happening.
It really is. Now, that should have been a free kick. The referee let it play on, and it's off the woodwork, and now we've got another play down. Dead bodies everywhere. It's like
10 down on our side.
It's like a gunfight at OK Corral at the moment.
Pinball action there.
Bang! It's like whack-a-mole, Johnny. You know,
It really was.
One jumps up, yeah, give it a whack. You know what whack-a-mole is, don't you?
Yes,
I've seen Frogger. It's another one. So let's.
That's Luke. Who's that? Luke Pavlou, I think. The player went down.
Yeah, I think you may be right.
Nikovic was the player who crashed him to the turf.
Football. No, it's hit and miss at the moment. Warriors might get a recalibration. No, that was top stuff. Brad Norton
with men over here, Greg.
Determination. Norton powers forward. He's got three men running with him.
Great coverage
by
Ruben.
Went a little too long with that. So the game's still in the balance. 1-0, South Melbourne lead it. Round one action on HUFC TV. Pressure then on Justin. And now you don't know you don't know which ones are.
Mikulev got taken out, and then one of the South Melbourne players got taken out.
Looks like somebody's out there with a shooting rubber bullets.
Milan Roberts is a one-man wrecking machine back there. Just lacking that incisive edge in that last ball.
Sean Ellis just ballet steps down into the penalty area.
Teasing the defence.
Manoeuvres, switched it back. He hit the defender on the chest. There was no handball there. Calls for it, but a very clear view from here. Hit him smack right in the middle of the chest.
And Sean Ellis there just leading the defenders a merry dance.
Warren Roberts. Team, oh, Zara was nearly through. He was a footstep away.
Great little flick.
Luca drew it in, cheeky back heel. Sean on his left. Well, he hit the defender. It's gone airborne. Sean, and then he rifled it.
Tried the little drop kick shot there. And that's really the first shot in anger this second half.
Well, just for a moment, I thought it was another one of those Sean Ellis magic moments. Was not to be.
Well, certainly not through lack of effort, but the execution at the moment, a bit lacking for the Burgers.
Yes, indeed. Zara goes. There's just no
rhythm.
There's no rhythm, no method to it. Okada back for Ruben. Captain's effort from him today, but might not be enough.
Looks like a double change happening here, Greg, for Heidelberg. As AJ just stretches out the cramp. So it looks like Tom Strickland off and Owen Ashton on. And who's the other player, if we can pick up, Greg, with under 6 minutes to go? It'll be the number 17, Justin Mikulev coming off.
Well, he's run himself ragged this afternoon.
That's Alex Costello, so he'll go slotting right over to right back. And looks like Zara's pushing up, Greg.
And
he'll get the free kick for the late challenge.
I'm just trying to think of the last big Canadian played like that. It was about the bull moose, Vlado Varnas.
Vlado Varnas, yes.
Theodoridis.
Great name in Victorian football circles.
Long and high. Ninkovic header on. Ellis scampers after it on his right and pummels it into the breadbasket of Pierce Clark.
Just couldn't get the right angle on that one,
No.
and keeper had it well covered at the front post. But did Ninkovic there to win the header.
So in the depths of this one, an equaliser here would be pulling a rabbit right out of the hat, Johnny.
Yeah, South Melbourne just...
Right down, they haven't even got a hat.
Well, South Melbourne just looked to be just about in control of this game.
Well, they have been. They took the lead early in the second half.
They haven't really dominated, but they've done enough.
Everything they needed to get to frank a W and walk away with a victory against the arch enemy here at Jack Edwards this afternoon. Theodoridis. I've got to say, it hasn't been an epic encounter. Played under very hot conditions. Okada, lazy that looked. Ellis. So you didn't look up reverse horse looking, did you? And South Melbourne will clear with some degree. Zara's been far and above the best warrior on the paddock today.
He's really put in a good shift.
Absolutely, he's been on go since we started. Inside the last 2 minutes, Dominic Fowler. He's been all right. Okada showing glimpses first half. Show a glimpse now, little fella. No. Zara went to ground. Nothing called. South Melbourne away. Bit of a wrestle off the footy. Castiello squeezes it down the line for Ellis. Okada. Ellis again.
Lovely feet by Sean Ellis again.
Zara round the corner ball. Ninkovic can't finish it side net.
Great piece of play there by the Burgers.
It was.
In a tight spot.
Well, Ninkovic was running himself powerfully, but he was running out of angle, and in the end, he just couldn't quite steer it back.
Well, they've certainly given a go of it in the second half, Greg, particularly in the last little while. South Melbourne ready to make another substitution.
89 and a tick played now, and
Salados, it'll be Greg coming off, and Lambropoulos, the player to replace him.
Well, just for a minute, hearts were in mouths, and Luca nearly steering an equaliser home, but I think you're going to get some fairly long odds on a comeback now.
And
on AJ for Zara, who ran the wide angle away from his opponent, got brought down, and another yellow card.
Luke Adams that time.
Well, hasn't been shy in handing out the
cheese slices.
The what?
Isn't that what the little cat was calling them yesterday? The slices of cheese? The yellow card?
I had no idea. I thought he was literally talking about slices. And I was thinking, why is he talking about cheese?
The whole yellow card.
Makes sense now.
The little cat was being very elusive.
Oh, well, I didn't know. I didn't know. And into traffic. Okada's the man down. He dollied it around the body. There's no method about it.
Pinball action, Greg.
Oh, dear. Well, there was pressure on, and in the end,
it's a short. Has he sold the keeper?
Oh! Now, Theodoridis went airborne. Oh, it's on behind play. What a way for us to wind down.
Oh, a bit of a chaos ball there, Greg.
Oh, well, that got exciting and confusing.
And Chris didn't take too gladly to that.
No, he wasn't overly fond of the challenge. Chris Theodoridis, the hyphenator, only one of 4 players remaining. And bearing in mind, too, he wasn't even a starter against South Melbourne on that day. So,
3 minutes to go, Greg.
But thank you, Johnny. That's 180 seconds. It's a lot of time in footy. Nikovich got front posse, got brought to ground by Luke Adams.
Everyone in the South Melbourne half other than Theodoridis, and he's actually...
it's pandemonium.
Get a corner out of it, Greg.
You're getting excited, aren't you, John? I know you are. I can
It's
tell.
a bit of chaos at the moment.
I can feel it in your body. You're sitting right next to me. I can feel you tensing up. It's
Theodoridis.
going to be a corner in a 1-0 game. And the hyphenator joins the flotilla in the harbour as the big leap. Bodies everywhere. Bodies everywhere. The Canadian. There's 2 players still down. Is it a corner to the Warriors?
Hang on, there's a
Brad
few.
Norton, he's as happy as a clam. He was applauding in an animated fashion. So
they're just about hanging on South
a minute
Melbourne.
50. Right now they're happy just to hang on South Melbourne. Warriors got a lot of work to do, a lot of thinking to do. I think I reckon that'll be it. That's just about all she wrote, buddy.
Well, they've done everything, Greg, but that last ball and that last effort really costing the Burgers this afternoon.
Well.
And that 1 goal is all that separates them, but that might be enough for South Melbourne to take home all 3 points here at Jack Edwards.
But is this symbolic of the season ahead? Only 1 game, Johnny, in the NPL opening round this season. Only 1 game in the opening round has been separated by more than a single goal. They've all been 1-goal margins or draws. Maybe the league is heating up for a big season 2021.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a while till they finally sort themselves out, but I reckon South Melbourne have just about hang on.
You reckon?
And there it is, Greg.
And the final whistle brings down the curtain on round 1, season 2021, and South Melbourne will be loving this right now, getting their first victory over the Warriors in a period of time. Anyway, it's a 1-0 game. Harrison Sawyer with the only goal of the game early in the second half. Johnny, thanks to Windsor, thanks to Ace Gutters and Melbourne City Toyota. Just quick wrap up from you, old boy.
Well, a single goal separates the 2 sides, and it was that man, Harrison Sawyer, who early in the second half bundled the ball home. Bit of controversy about the winner, but the referee was right on the spot to award the goal, and South Melbourne did just about enough in the end to hang on.